Hi, Belinda here. Today I'm going to be doing some more colouring from my book, Mandalas. Colouring mandalas with uplifting quotes for women, by women. I'm going to continue with my Oprah mandala, and the quote says, "Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness." And I'm going to be continuing with these Stapler pencils. These pencils are really very nice, and they seem to work more smoothly when you use them. There's lots of colours here to work with. So, okay. Thinking about the quote from Oprah. It seems to me we need to reframe the concept of failure. And detach it from the person and pin it firmly to the thing. So if you tried something and that something didn't work, it failed. You are not a failure. That thing you tried didn't work. So your job as the executor of that thing is now to execute the next thing, learning the lessons from your first attempt. People who are a great success really never succeed on their first attempt. I think the average is that people's third business is a success, not their first or second. And you have to keep trying. And I think that's the lesson we can all take on board in this world of instant gratification that we live in at the moment. You know, if we have to wait 3 seconds for our computers boot up, it is a catastrophe. That's why occupations like colouring or making something in any way really, whether it's a picture or some ceramics or some woodwork, are all great for your mindset, because it's all about the process. The process is time consuming. You have to wait and see what the result's going to be, particularly with something like ceramics. But doing that gives your mind a different perspective. It helps you to appreciate things that take time. So, not to be anxious about the future and to live in the present. There's only so much you can do about the future. Once you've put your ceramics into the kiln, that's it. There's nothing more you can do. At the same time, if you try something and it doesn't work, and you try it again and it doesn't work, you continue on that way, there comes a point when you have to concede that that thing maybe isn't for you. But really only you can decide that. It's a difficult decision to come to, and I think you can only arrive at it by using your intuition. And that intuition is a very powerful but underused tool in our armoury. We all have it. When you get that gut feeling about something. But all too often we ignore it or push it aside in favour of our logical mind. But very often we find that our intuition was correct. There was something funny about that person, something off about that person that you kind of felt when you first met them. But then everyone else liked them, said what a great person they were. All the fabulous things they did, how funny, charming they are. So you kind of go with the crowd and push your intuition to the side. But so often that's a mistake. Our guts is a separate mind to the one in our head. It actually can, I think in researchers have found that it actually responds quicker than our mind, but we just don't know how to interpret the signals. Also, our ego gets involved. If we find we've been duped or fooled by somebody, it takes a lot of strength and bravery to admit it. I've been fooled. I should have read the signals better. I kind of knew it anyway, but didn't believe it. So I'm going to chalk that up to experience and move on. It's difficult. That is difficult to do because our pride gets in the way. No, I didn't. I wasn't fooled by that person. Either I knew it all along, or you guys are wrong and this is a person who has the qualities they say they do. Despite all the evidence to the contrary. There is a lot of that about. You know, life is short. The quicker we admit to our mistakes, the more quickly we can move on, the less likely we are to make the same mistakes again. Right, I think that's all I'm going to do today. So I hope you enjoy some colouring, and I'll see you next time.